So I thought it's gonna be a very easy intro, but it's a very difficult one. This is supposed to be for, like, next episode. But I literally can't find anyone blend anything. Are you kidding me? Please, please blend something right now. With your immersion blender. Something I want. I feel like this is gonna reduce, like, food waste. While the fun fact, but not so funny fact, is I've lost a lot of teeth. They be fighting each other, right? You would think that blender would actually help me, and I'm like, no, I still have enough teeth, though. It just makes me feel safe. That even if things get worse, I'm still, secure. I don't think things will get worse because my self-improvement has been, making me healthy. Yay, crazy. Well, at least I'm very, very fortunate to be able to live life that I do, where self-improvement actually makes a big difference. And in this series, we're talking about technology level of self-improvement, what you can just buy and master, and what is the best tool out of a bunch. So while this is for the future episode, and I please blend something. Please.
Top blenders work amazingly for those large
I mean, we got 2 seconds. That's as much as we can ask, right?
veggies with any handheld
That's probably not her footage, by the way.
enough to make a ninja jealous. If you're not careful, you could end up giving yourself a new haircut or a finger smoothie. So,
Ugh.
unless you want your kid to smart,
Wow, I asked for immersion blender and it's like, well, you can hurt yourself though, buddy. Oh, come on. And then they're trying to sell a product because they showed, commercial 5 clips and didn't actually blend anything. Well, that's life. That's life. It was better 20 years ago. We had a guy blending basically anything you always wanted. We don't have that anymore, bro. I wish someone LARPed that guy. By the way, LARPing is what I'm doing behind the scenes, so I'm not uploading as many videos. I have to keep reminding you guys that. And let the video begin. I bought a bowl. No, you're not impressed? What if it had a lid on it? Are you impressed now? No? No? Are you sure you're not impressed? So basically I bought a bowl that's good for microwave. Look at that. It's a little bit like taller, so it has more volume than whatever is on the screen. And the first thing that popped into my mind, pun not intended, but very appreciated, is popcorn. Are you microwaving popcorn? Because that is available. It feels weird. It feels weird to just add popcorn into microwave and it's like, well, it can handle doing this process, but it's doing it quite well. Now, during summertime, hot popcorn, not the best idea, but it's a wonderful DIY snack in like 4 minutes. 4 minutes, you put that thing in, and it comes out like this, bro. This is how much you would get from just one session. Do you have an infinite snack generator? I think that's pretty cool technology, isn't it? Given that it's just a bowl, right? It's the most impressive thing. It's just a bowl, though. There is one problem. The bowl started melting in the bottom. Yeah. It's not, like, big of a problem. It's like a kernel size melting. It's almost like a scratch. Like a pile of scratches in one area. And it just keeps accumulating because every session a new scratch appears, basically. Making me feel like, damn, that's bad. But I found a solution. Solution is pretty simple. We can upgrade our bowl technology. Brace yourselves. With a plate. That's right. I did it. Technology.
تكنولوجيا تكنولوجيا
I have lived the meme for once. So ceramic plate is not gonna take damage from the microwave or touching hot kernels of popcorn. So I placed the plate inside the bottom of the bowl. Game changer. We win. Now you have to have a very precise matching plate to get away with this, because if there's gaps, it's pretty not convenient. But it's still gonna protect you from the ultimate damage. And you can put some oil in it now. Nothing's gonna happen anymore to my little precious bowl. Granted, you can probably buy something that does have protection or is just made out of better material. Mine's basically plastic, so I don't know, maybe it's a mistake. You do your research on bowls if you want, but we have to move on to the next thing. Unlike the other episodes, this tech blade episode is gonna get a little weird, and I'm gonna give you a taste of that. I did mention, but basically, I bought some of this shape in particular. Or I think it's more just ringless shape. But then it also comes with a ring, so you can put it inside. Something more like this, right? For so long, people wear pants with belts. And they're straight up sweatpants with ropes. Yep. Now, they're usually not exposed like that, but the funny thing is, exposing them would make them a little bit more convenient because they can just get trapped inside pants. So you have these two variations of how you can wear pants. Why does this not exist then? That's a third variation. I did it. I'm not proud of it, but I can wear this. I'm not proud because I'm not an engineer. I haven't found the most optimal version of this. But it's so convenient. I wear this primarily. This is a no-no. Belt is fucking next level for me. Belt also means very rigid pants, so they're not very comfortable for day-to-day use. No, give me something comfortable, because I'm gonna be wearing in my home for the entire day. And call it sweatpants because it's gonna soak in a lot of sweat. That's it. End of story. It's like extrovert versus introvert situationship going on. You tell me if there is another method. I've seen some of the advertisements, half belts or something. I mean, I shouldn't be inventing anything here. That would be ridiculous if I actually magically invented a pants holder. Braces, look at that. Then you have this. You have this, which is kind of the closest thing. It just feels like, first of all, the most old school thing. There's a third method of doing this. Just hold your pants with your shoulders, obviously. That makes sense. You have a perfectly good waist that holds pants automatically. These methods use that thing, but we can go fucking alien mode. We can travel back into the past, become our own grandfather, and wear this shit. I haven't tried it, because we're talking about technology here. I don't think Matchbox is a technology. I haven't used it in quite a while. This is technology. Matchbox is not a technology. Because everyone is already using it or already used it and just chose not to for some reason. And I can tell why you would choose not to do this one. It's actually just a lot of work to put it on and off. So it doesn't actually solve anything. I don't think it even holds itself up if you just, like, plug them off to, like, go to the toilet. You still have to scramble to get them back on again. Like, I don't see it how this even works. Unless you can actually, like, around your neck, just, like, clip them together, I guess. Then they can't just, like, run away. But I don't know, man. This is some nasty shit people have to deal with back in the day. But this is still nasty, bro. This is still nasty. Like, this actually requires you to tie a motherfucking knot. And for some reason, belts require incredible dexterity. I mean, we at least have Velcro belts, it's just nobody's using it, but I think it's this new salt technology or whatever. But it's just a Velcro belt. And it's like, that's the one. That's the one people should be using, if you ask me. Yeah, they push through and they clip it, right? They slap it. That's way cooler. The funny thing is, how did we not talk about this? That's a very important topic of discussion. How do you hold your pants up, boy? Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. What the fuck does that mean? Shouldn't we talking about pants? How to pull your pants up so they stay up? That's what I want to do to, like, be a cooler man. I'm just, like, pulling my pants all the time. Especially with my own method. I still have to pull my pants up. But it feels more like, you know, a little bit of a flex. A little bit of, like, well, I'll pull my pants up. But they're gonna stay up for quite some time, actually. It obviously depends on how tight you make it to be. And it has to technically be tight around your waist. But for me, the whole contraption sits in front of my pants. So I can handle the whole thing, just straight up in front. You just clip this piece with this piece, and all of a sudden your pants holding up, right? Like, you can imagine you can put a carabiner in one side and the ring on the other side. Well, you have to be creative with the ring, okay? I use just simple string. Simple needle string method. We sew it into the pants. Bam. Connect those two together. You don't need a belt. What are you talking about? Not only that, you can have, like, different levels of how tight your pants supposed to be at any given moment. So if I'm at home, I will let pants fall off, but at least it's not as tight. If I go outside, I want the fucking maximum level of tightness, so I at least don't have to worry about it. So yeah, the magic is it worked. I had this idea of, like, well, I need to solve this problem, and somehow nobody solved it like this. I probably do need to take a picture of how it looks like, because I'm going to be taking another picture of the next thing I've done in my life. That's a little bit of a game changer. Oh look, I even took a picture of the bowl. You can see the plate is inside, tightly fitting the bottom of the bowl. There's a lid you can see inside because it's see-through. It's a pretty nice looking thing, and it's pretty big too. Like, the table is like this. It takes half of the table. It almost tightly fits in the microwave, which is a funny thing to say. It looks horrible under this lighting, but I swear to God, it's kind of cool to be able to use something that you gain as a piece of trash to repair, like a door. Oh, that's right. This was 3D printing before it was cool. I wonder how much it would actually cost. Because you're getting some valuable material from just eating ice cream, which is relatively cheap. It's difficult to tell if ice cream is a liquid or a food because it's valued at different levels. I do tend to treat it as a food item, but then again, it's kind of as cheap as yogurt, which is definitely not food item. So then you're doing this like extra math. Is it worth buying ice cream on a stick versus just regular tub of ice cream? I mean, you don't need the math. You just need to be able to use these sticks for something else. And I might keep finding reasons to use them. But for now, it's just to make something like looks ugly into an uglier version. I mean, I have to peel this off, fill that up with sticks, fill that out with sticks too. This looks ugly. You know, it's rather at least have a uniform way of looking at it than a bunch of like black dots or whatever. Now you don't want to know. You don't want to know. There's a me from the past that was having to fight my mom to stay relevant. You know, there was another YouTuber in the room stealing my viewers. But within family affairs, it's like my mom just felt superior to me. I mean, like, great. I guess we'll have to fight to find out how long you can last. So here comes my pants, which actually looks like a fucking commercial when you put this thing in the corner neatly. I swear to God, I didn't thought it's gonna be vertical like this. Like, what? Can I rotate the image, please? I mean, not on Discord, I can't. But, one ring, two rings. I have this one to make my pants a little bit more loose. This one just to go maximum, but that's not it. To go real maximum, I put two rings on this one. On this one thing right there. Why do I have this? Why do I have carabiner attached to another one? It's technically pointless, but it happened. So it is what it is now. I technically just need one. Anyways, that's how the amateur belt looks like. But, like, to me it's so satisfying because it's just a couple of metal pieces. It's not trying to strap anything. Like, I live in a whole different dimension now. This is strapping around your waist. This is also strapping around your waist. The only difference is that it's in the outside. And this is strapping in a whole different timeline. Alright? This is strapping your entire body. While this is just a couple of pieces of metal, it doesn't have to be metal. It just has to be solid. You know? Why is that not a thing, man? Now, after using I want this to be a thing. I want to start selling this shit. I want to put this thing on, or at least teach people how to fucking DIY it, or just sell them a crafting kit to DIY their pants properly like this. Alright? Again, it's amateur, but, like, if I find a way to, like, stitch it properly, if I engineer this would actually become a really cool product for sweatpants. I don't know how it's gonna work on the pants, but I just don't feel it's gonna be that crazy. It's just not gonna look that neat, okay? Until I engineer it even more. But that's the thing about being an amateur. If you can make something work, that's it. You did it. You completed the task. You have to go to the next task. I made raycast rendering work. And guess what I have to do? Move on to the next task, because that's how far I can go as an amateur. Unless someone else pitches in their efforts, I can't do anything. I already solved the problem. So unless you want to build a business with me that does this, and appear in Shark Tank, because this is it, man. This is it. This is what I want to send to Shark Tank. It's the only thing. And this is how I hang my clothes. Oh, it's not over yet, guys. It's not over. It is not over. The amateur hour continues. But the funny thing is, I don't like clothes. Having clothes is a chore. Alright? I don't like having them. Because they're all over the place. They're all over the floor. And now I'm having to deal with, like, pests like cockroaches, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Cockroaches? Can we just call them roaches, please? Can we not humiliate me entirely? German cockroaches, bro. It's from another country. Are you kidding me? No, I did not capture a cockroach on camera. I'm not gonna bother doing that. Holy crap. I've seen like 8 of them already. They're not multiplying, but they're there. One of the scariest things I've seen is just like little tiny pests like running around. They just wannabe cockroaches. Just running around and drinking water from the nearby shower place. Yeah, it's again, it's pretty ugly when the wall is exposed. This is an old apartment, guys. But I'm making it less ugly. I found these little bathroom tiles literally just thrown away, and I thought, fuck it, I can do it. I can DIY this shit on the wall. And it's actually going to be very good for my wall because it's exposed. It's eroding from water. And it's seeping deeper to where, like, it would damage neighbor places, right? If enough water seeps in and it's constantly wet. I actually gained a complaint, and I have a feeling that it might apply in our case. It might be the one. So I started putting these in little gaps. Like, these like little pests would actually go and cram themselves through gaps between the tiles. So I literally have to put these like white waterproof tapes. It's very satisfying though, because they bend so nicely. So you cut a piece of tape and it just like bends on top of the tile inside this crevice. Bam. No more gaps, buddy. No more gaps. Problem solved. This is how a professional would do it. But if you're not a professional, it's best to just do it the good old-fashioned way, right? Good old-fashioned DIY. You pull out the appropriate duct tape for the caves, and you slap that in there, and it's just as good. Although it does feel like, it doesn't feel perfect. You don't need perfect, okay? You don't need perfect. I don't think this is actually peeling off. Let me double check what's going on there. Why does it feel like there's a gap? I feel like this is just shade. Or a tape has to go on top of other tape, so it, again, makes this optical illusion that there's a gap. But no, it's very solid. It grips really good. Also, there's not a lot of adhesive on the tape edges, so the edges would actually flap a little bit. So that would be like the downside of using this. For this product, I'm actually gonna reveal what it is. So it's like a sealing tape, and then it directs you to where you can seal. You can do it in the kitchen too. I genuinely feel this tape, just like every other tape, is useful in a lot of cases, not just the ones listed. Sometimes you do things because vibes. You do certain things because vibes. So not only I found this to be important and just devastating because I have to prevent pests. I just gotta do something, man. But it was also fascinating just to find a gap and just seal it. Any gap. There's a lot of gaps out there. Even my mom told a story to me of like how she was sitting in the toilet and the cockroach peeked out and came back into like a gap in between a wall and this door frame, right? They be hiding, but I have a weapon that can seal the deal. That's right. So this is the final thing I'm supposed to talk about. I actually remember. Oh, I remember one more thing, but I'm gonna tease you with it. I'm not actually gonna tell you the full story. Not gonna lie, finally I picked up a skill that's actually useful, which is taking pictures and uploading them. It's not free, man, but here it is. What is that? I asked myself a simple question. Fidgeting. Something you can do while you're watching videos. Now, I didn't pick this up as a habit yet. I still just lay down and relax, right? Because I already fidget by standing up to my computer. It's already like really tough on my body. But sometimes you want to just add more pressure. Like right now it's summertime. I don't want to sweat even more. Like I just want to chill. But this, just additional exercise. And I'm not going to tell you which one is the best, because it's a teaser. I don't want you to know. You can try and guess. Alright? Guess in the comments. You could also try and guess what the fuck is going on here. What is happening over here? There's a combination of two things besides the clothing. There's two items. And one feels genuinely invisible. But you can see something is holding up. Alright? Feel genuinely invisible, and it's like so satisfying because it feels like another Shark Tank moment of like, why didn't nobody fucking did this that way? It's fucking awesome. I can put my clothing all over my walls. Like the convenience level is incredible. This is the only way to do it. For too long, you have been using an inferior way to hang your clothes, my friends. Oh shit, I still will have to actually make a Shark Tank thumbnail, right? Fucking hell, dude. Send me to Shark Tank, because this smartass has entered technology. Trust me. Even TikTok can't stop yapping about, well, hangers are just not cool, okay? I have this hanger that folds in half, and it's way better. Well, tough luck, buddy, because I enter the battlefield. I'ma crush this. Easy. First thing you want in your home is motherfucking noise proofing, alright? You want to be loud and proud, and you want to muffle all them neighbors so you don't hear them no more. This is the first thing you want to do, alright? No fucking closet. Oh my god, you can hide skeletons in the closet, I've heard. No need for that shit. Alright, put this all over your wall. That is step number one. It is mandatory that you do this. Like, just do it, okay? There's already plenty of benefits from just doing this. And polyester is the best one. Because I gotta tell you the scariest fucking thing. Well, first, like, it's very difficult to hang these. I still have no idea how to do it properly. Alright, I have received, like, some adhesive little squares. Those were, like, the best ones. Tiny adhesive squares. Everything else didn't really work. And I was struggling to put these on a wall, and it's just like, come on. But the funny thing is, polyester pieces also didn't stick to the wall very well. There was one exception. Polyester motherfucking wall. That's what I'm talking about. I'm just pulling out of my ass the word wall, but it's actually a pretty big piece. It doesn't cover the entire wall, it covers a piece of a wall, or you can hang it, horizontally, like I did. Because the problem is, if you just use panels, they're just gonna stick right off, because they can't possibly hold that many clothes. you need this big-ass piece, alright? And it's just, the convenience level is insane. You put one big piece, it doesn't come off, game over. You win the game, bro. You don't want to see my walls. Because there's all kinds of different panels being tested on my wall. It's literally a test ground. And most of them were failures, but this one is legit masterpiece. Alright? And what do you do with the legit masterpiece? You upgrade it into a clothes holder. Alright? You upgrade it into a rack. We're talking some real rack in here. Alright? I'm about to reveal what is holding my clothes up so nicely. Wait, headless pins is not a thing? What is it then? Okay, it's flathead, right? Here we go, we're getting there. This is pretty much it. I mean, it's up to you which one is best suited. I have something like this. So basically flathead pins, right? And they're pretty short. Is it gonna create a hazard in your home when you try to keep on changing clothes? Absolutely. But now, try and guess another thing. How many pins per piece of clothing do you actually need? The answer is 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Of course, some clothes are heavier and just bulkier than others, so it slides right off. You have 2. None of the clothing, they have been hanging there for a fucking week. They have not been able to challenge the authority of 2 pins. Alright, so now you have to think, have to brainstorm, is 2 pins very difficult to just pull out and put back in there? Right? Is it really that difficult? I don't think so, man. I think it's just as difficult to use a hanger, but hanger is just old school garbage to me, and look how big it is. It is fake convenience, and clothes can still fall off. That's the funny thing, and the pants fall off because they need their special fucking edition to get the grippy thing for the pants. Are you fucking kidding? Did I solve another problem? Alright, that's enough. I want $1 million. I want to be a trillionaire, alright? When I wake up the next day, I want to be a trillionaire next to Elon Musk. No debate about this, alright? We have to all work together here and save humanity from stupid hangers. What is a hanger? You know, I don't want to get hanged. That's crazy. There's literally hangers out there doing their thing. You wouldn't want that to happen to humanity. Tie is already enough, bro. You know? Tie around my neck? What are you talking about, bro? Chill. We have hangers and ties. Oh my god. What has the world turned into, guys? We have to save humanity. Please. Support my local business, and see you guys next episode. I wish I knew, but I don't. I will try to, like, take a piece of clothing, right? Like, take these pants off and on, and see how long it takes. I'm gonna put on a timer, and let's go. Let's go, baby. Real time? No. Fine, whatever. Alright, I have it. It basically takes 20 seconds, but if you are a professional, it would take 15 seconds. If you're a speedrunner, it would take you 8 seconds. It would be a lot faster if you were a speedrunner, okay? With hangers, Yeah, it would still take you 8 seconds. But it's way cooler, dude. And it's just a fun little gag when you step on one of those sharp edges, you know? They say you shouldn't be stepping on Legos. Well, I have a perfect alternative. And you never know. You never know how many of them are gonna be hiding on the floor while you're changing clothes. It's an interesting downside, okay? It's entertaining. Hangers are not entertaining. Imagine being shaped as a boomerang, but no one can use you as a boomerang. That's fucking bullshit. Okay, I don't even think you can speedrun pants in 8 seconds. I don't think you can do that, actually. Now that I've seen it in action, a hanger fucking sucks. Please. I don't think it exists, guys. I think it's just a funny IKEA name, you know? Because it looks like a boomerang, but nobody ever used it as such. I'm so disappointed. Alright, see you guys next time. Yep. Feel the burn!